renowned fashion designer, trekking to some of the prettiest cities in India, a lot of shopping, designing, resulting in an outfit that's made to measure and impress. On this show, fashion and travel know no boundaries. I'm Shivani Dandekar, and this is Style in the City, where every day is a fashion statement and every city is our runway. Today, our celebrity client asks for a blast from the past, and our in-house fashion designer looks at the history of a bustling cosmopolitan city. Will the bygone era inspire a new age outfit? Sit back and watch the story unfold.
I think what I like the most about fashion is making people look beautiful. The key elements of anything that I do are always fit, fabric, and form. Style for me is an extremely important part of one's existence. The only thing that it takes to be a good designer is talent.
Ashish, welcome to another episode of Style in the City.
Thank you.
The journey has been as exciting as it was when it started.
Well, it's been a fantastic experience. You know, the fun element of it and the surprise element of it. I don't know who I'm meeting next, where I'm heading. I've almost become a gypsy.
So Ashish, we have another surprise for you today. Our next celebrity client is a good friend of yours. He's a well-known photographer and a great personality. Should we bring him out?
Let's do it.
Atul Kazbekar.
Oh, great. Hello.
Atul, thank you so much for being here.
Pleasure to be here.
So can you tell us about the event that you're attending and what you're looking for?
Well, it's in London. It'll be decent weather. It's not going to be too cold or anything. But it's an awards function. I don't want to go like the Bandgala route. I mean,
And you don't want traditional black tie?
No, I'd rather not
Yeah,
go
I
the traditional
understand.
black tie route. So something
Vintage, maybe?
Vintage is good because the way this year has galloped, I feel older and of a good vintage though.
Well, you know, if you're not going down a traditional tuxedo route, perhaps something colonial, I think it might fit in. It's England, it's London, and we'll keep it sort of old school.
Old school London.
And it's definitely formal. What do you think?
Can't wait.
Should we try?
He's a tall, handsome man. I think he'd be able to carry that off quite well. So we'll see you in a week with a fabulous outfit.
Can't wait.
So here's the thing about dressing someone like Atul Kazbekar. He's got the swagger, he's handsome, he's tall. So anything that you put on him will automatically look good. I'm really excited to see how this piece is going to look.
Well, Shivani, to begin with, I think Atul loves dressing up, so that's a good thing. Secondly, I think I'm comfortable with the fact that he wants this look to be very formal. That's completely up my alley. It's what I enjoy doing. So I'm thinking of definitely doing something tailored and, like he said, something old school, vintage. And I'm just trying to figure out, I've got this idea in terms of how to achieve the colonial part of the brief. There's a book lying right there that I'd actually taken out to show him, but I think it's going to work, especially since he's going to London.
Okay.
Well, I think there's a lot of information in this book, and especially if it's colonial, I think the place to start is actually going back to Atul's roots, which are South Mumbai.
Right.
No better place to see the Gothic Victorian architecture, to see the colonial buildings. It's as vintage as we can get.
So I think it's a no-brainer. South Mumbai it is.
Let's do this.
Let's go. So Ashish, the three-word brief that we've been given by the client is colonial, vintage, and formal. And looking around, there's plenty of inspiration.
Well, Shivani, we're bang smack center in Old Bombay, now of course known as South Mumbai. It's beautiful vintage architecture, the colonial buildings, What more can I ask for?
So I've got a surprise for you. I'm going to take you to a place called Hamilton Studio. It's all about old school photography. You're going to see great vintage photographs. And I have a feeling that this place is going to completely inspire you in terms of what you're going to create with this outfit.
Sounds very exciting. Let's go.
Shall I lead the way?
Go for it. Ranjiji, how are you, ma'am?
Ranjitji, you must have shot old colonial buildings. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience?
I can show you so many of these colonial pictures. Now, this one, there is one picture that was done, which is very outstanding, and that was done of Apollo Bandar. So that picture, we have done it on a panoramic camera, which I'll show you what it is. And this is the picture.
Oh my God.
Wow.
You see, you see this is a picture, as you know, of our Gateway of India. You go a little further, and at a far distance, it is the Radio Club. Then you come across so many buildings. Then you come to the old Taj Mahal Hotel. Then there is a street here. And after the street, there was Greens Hotel. Now this building has been demolished. And after being demolished, new Taj has come up, and now you see the new Taj, but this is no more.
Ranjiji, thank you so much for taking us into this colonial and vintage journey. We really appreciate your help.
So, I mean, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to bring you here to the Hamilton Studio in Ballard Estate, because the kind of photography that you see here, this old vintage style, the original form of photography, is what I thought that you could really draw inspiration from.
Shivani, you're absolutely right, because I'm a sucker for old school, and I think some of these pictures for me almost take me back into those times. I almost sort of start living the picture, as they say. And especially, I think this is the right place since our celebrity client has specifically asked for something colonial and vintage. So I think there is no better place to start off from.
I mean, just look at this. This is incredible. There's so much detailing. I mean, today you just see plain white walls and very simple, contemporary kind of structures.
Well, a lot of it was the Victorian Gothic architecture the British brought in. I think colonial buildings had a charm which, today India lives. This is what old Mumbai stood for. Well, I actually think we should actually go and see some of these buildings up close and personal.
Well, South Mumbai is the perfect place for it, so let's head out.
Let's go.
When you think old world, when you think old school, this right here is it.
Well, if you were to look at Flora Fountain, I think this describes vintage to me.
I mean, this is South Bombay.
This is cosmopolitan Mumbai.
Before the break, Ashish took his inspiration from vintage photographs of Mumbai at one of the city's oldest photo studios. And continuing with the vintage colonial theme, we're now going to explore some of old Mumbai's architecture. So here we are, we've made it all the way to Flora. I mean, this is something else that has been preserved for so many years. And just look how beautiful it is. When you think old world, when you think old school, this right here is it.
Well, if you were to look at Flora Fountain, I think this describes vintage to me.
I mean, this is South Bombay.
This is cosmopolitan Mumbai. Well, Shivani, we're outside the St. Thomas Cathedral, and as you can see, this was typically Victorian.
I love that everything old school is making a comeback. My concern is, looking at all these wonderful colonial style buildings, how is that going to tie into your outfit?
Well, our inspiration is colonial. What I really want to do is perhaps go and research some of the vintage costumes that were being worn during this era. I think that would help me move closer to what we're trying to achieve.
Okay, great. Ashish, what it is about these buildings that inspires you?
Well, Shivani, if you were to actually trace the history of these buildings, most of these styles were brought in around the mid-1800s. So primarily, you see the pillars, these faces, each face is different. The curved windows, all of that is very typical to Venice.
So now that you've seen these beautiful buildings, you've seen the detailing in the work, you have an idea of what it is that you want to incorporate into your piece, I think it's time for a sketch. It's the best way to start.
Let's go for it.
Okay. So I think now that we've had a look at the colonial buildings and the heritage sites and things that you're going to draw inspiration from, you've sketched, things are moving along quite nicely. I think it's time to head and buy the fabric and accessories that we need to create this wonderful outfit. What do you think?
So where are we heading?
So I'm going to take you to a place called Galaba Causeway.
Fantastic. From what I remember, it's got a lot of fake vintage clocks and watches and other artifacts. Perhaps if we could find something interesting.
Galaba Causeway, here we come.
Come on.
So Ashish, we're here at the Galaba Causeway, and this is one of the best places to find anything that's kind of antique or vintage.
Lovely. I'm looking for some fine cottons. So soft cotton for perhaps a jacket, a very nice lightweight cotton shirting. And then maybe we can find a few vintage-inspired accessories, like you said.
Okay, we're gonna have to battle the busy crowds. Are you ready for that?
I can see that. Yeah, it's
Something
definitely-
that we're used to already, though, by now.
After all our treks, this one seems easy. Oh yeah.
On antique, you have antique.
What's the pocket watches, eh? Wow.
Oh, that is cute. Oh, I love this.
It's fantastic. Look at the
Men of
engraving.
this era had so much style. Imagine pulling one of these out of your pocket, checking the time, and popping it back in.
See, that's the era I'm trying to go back into.
Oh, this is nice.
That is lovely. It's beautiful, right? Looks sort of antique as well. Maybe we should take one of these. I think it might work very well on the outfit. उसमें chain नहीं है लेकिन.
चेन ऐसे में आएगा, ये कम में आएगा, 50 लग गया।
ये दे दो ना.
हाँ, ये वाला.
Check this out.
It's beautiful. I think it works as well. It's definitely vintage. And I love the initialing in Roman, which is, again goes back to the same time period.
So you convinced about this?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay.
भैया इसको पैक कर दीजिए.
Galaba Causeway doesn't just boast of street shopping and vintage bargains, it also houses some great clothing and fabric stores. And that's where we're headed now to source the material for our client's formal outfit. Hello.
Hello. Hello. How are you? I'm looking for something in 100% cotton, some suiting in maybe black, grey, or white.
White color.
Yeah, as light and soft as possible.
I'll start with the shirts.
Yeah, maybe
We have
I
few
can have
whites.
a look.
Yeah, please. The soft one.
Right, so this is a laser punched cotton, and this, for example, almost reminds me of all the windows that we've seen this morning.
Yeah, this is very cool.
This is the cotton linen, grey.
Yeah. Again, very soft, very airy to use. Also some jacketing in
Jacketing in cotton.
In cotton, yeah.
Cotton.
Black.
That's the one for the jacketing.
It's a nice
Black
weight.
color.
Can I also see something in white cotton, maybe?
White cotton.
Jacketing weight. Like, just feel this and you'll understand. It's airy, it's soft, you could wear it all day.
So have you decided on this?
I think I'm gonna do something in this and the shirt, and it's gonna be a blend of this. So which will the shirt will look sort of vintagey and colonial.
So this is basically buying the fabric is where we see the three-word brief come to life.
Absolutely, it fits in to the T.
Okay, lovely. So white, black,
Black.
and then you want
textured
this for
grey.
detailing.
Yeah, and the white cotton.
All right.
Maybe before we actually get them cut, I think I should detail out how much I need for what.
So you get to sketching, and I shall see you shortly.
I like these perforations. They remind me of the lattice on a lot of the Victorian buildings that we've seen. Well, now that I've got all my fabrics, the pocket watch, it's time to get back to my studio and let's get cracking. I think I've got it.
Got what?
You know, I've been tossing and turning with this for quite a while now, but I was trying to figure out how to balance the black, the white and the grey.
Welcome back to Style in the City with me, Shivani Dandekar. Our celebrity client's brief took its shape and form in Ashish's mind through the picturesque history of old Mumbai. We sought inspiration from old black and white photographs from Hamilton's studio, the British colonial architecture from South Mumbai, and of course, not to forget all that wonderful shopping we did in Colaba Causeway.
I think I've got it.
Got what?
You know, I've been tossing and turning with this for quite a while now, but I was trying to figure out how to balance the black, the white and the grey. I think I figured it out.
I get that these are obviously the pants.
Yeah, I'm going to do the pants in the grey chambray. You know what happens is, Shivani, when you do a sketch, it doesn't always translate exactly, but sometimes it does. I think in this particular incident, it's actually working to my advantage because I've actually been able to find things that are relevant. For example, this beautiful laser cut fabric that we've got.
Okay.
It actually reminds me of the lattice designs that we saw on the windows of the Taj. And I think this pocket watch just adds that little bit of vintage feel.
Well, we haven't got long to go till he arrives, so you almost done?
I'm just cutting it up and sending it back to the workshop, and we need it finished ASAP.
Okay, good luck. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon.
Atul, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. We've had a blast shopping for inspiration for your outfit, roaming around the streets of Mumbai, right?
Since you said colonial, old school vintage, we thought why not go back to your roots? Start in South Mumbai, you've grown up there.
Time seems to move just a little bit slower in South Bombay than it does anywhere else.
Okay, so now all that's left to do is for you to try on the outfit, but before you go, we have this for you.
That's a finishing accessory.
Are you serious?
It's an antique.
That's amazing.
So once you see your outfit, you'll understand the reason. Shall we?
We must.
Let's go.